Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu. I should unpause the game. I keep doing that. Shoutcast, Company Heroes 2, between Happy Face as the Soviets and Strike as the Sturm Pioneer Squad. Actually, as the Oberkommando. And, so Happy Face is top, like, I don't know, 50-ish, like rank 30 or something, with basically all the factions in 1v1. And, Strike, I don't know, because, Relic changed the replays that broke some stuff on COH2.org, so I can't check Strike's rank without a lot of work, so I didn't. And that's exciting, and we have a tier 1 right off the bat and a sniper right off the bat, so that's interesting. I haven't seen anybody do that. I haven't been watching a ton of replays, and I haven't been playing a ton, and when I do play, I've mostly been playing the United States, so I haven't been up against the Soviets, so I haven't seen people getting Soviet snipers out of tier 1 first against me, but we'll see how this goes out. And he also chose his Doctrine right off the bat, a very confident choice there, so not even getting any conscripts here from Happy Face. Straight up to the sniper, which is interesting. Happy Face in the loading screen, I noticed, was stacked up entirely on conscript bulletins, and Strike over here was stacked up entirely on Volksgrenadier bulletins, so maybe we'll see Volksgrenadiers out from Strike. Not sure if Happy Face didn't bother to swap out bulletins for something that would get used. Maybe Happy Face is going to eventually get some conscripts. We do have one building right now. Maybe Happy Face is psyching out his opponent, or some mix of them. And notice neither player is yet capping VPs. I guess we shouldn't expect Happy Face to be capping anything because it doesn't have enough stuff to cap. But you can use your sniper to cap. And it looks like you will. It's an important thing to do if you only have a sniper and an engineer squad out as your first 2 units. The first one, the engineer squad, being something you spawned with anyways, so yeah, you want to get some capping done with that sniper before she gets tied up in combat. And straight at the fuel here, Strike, knowing that the fuel can later be linked up. Actually, you can link the fuel up with this victory point, so it might have made sense to stop in the middle of that island. You don't want to have to go back to one of these islands to capture the victory point, because as you notice, they're surrounded by red cover, which is slow to get through also because it's water. People slowing down as they cross it, but still no engagement. And there, right as I say it, I'm a liar. First engagement of the match. These combat engineers could get ripped apart if they stay in the red cover once the folks start getting some hits. And now we have a fight between the two bulletined up squads, and then over here these guys are probably gonna lose it, but I guess the folks are just gonna reposition to push off the conscripts. That's interesting. I would have expected them to rush forward. Oh, of course. He must have seen the sniper. Did he? Yeah, he must have taken a loss on that Volksgrenadier squad from the sniper, so he knows there's a sniper around. Now, Happy Face is going to have to be very careful. Picks off another Volksgrenadier with the sniper, but these guys are just going to bum rush the sniper, and that's going to be, yeah, sniper has to get out immediately. She's not getting hit on the retreat, so that's good. They get a nice dodge when they're retreating, so that was lucky, not taking it. Oh, took a bit of a chunk off the health bar, but it's annoying to heal up. You gotta get those medics, and you don't want to be buying the medics when you have to be pumping out conscripts from this tier 0, because he's gonna need conscripts to be on the field and capping stuff. But those snipers taking one model off each of these squads certainly helping out quite a bit in the fight. Now the conscripts certainly stand even more of a chance. I just said certainly sort of twice in quick succession. Now the conscripts stand more of a chance against these Volksgrenadiers, and it was interesting spreading out the model damage among the two squads. Normally, the standard operating procedure is to do as much damage to one squad as possible, because then that increases your chances of wiping the squad and also forces the squad to retreat sooner. And the sooner the squad retreats, the sooner you'll have an upper hand in the fight, because you'll be fighting fewer people. But early in the game, especially like this, and when you're fighting over key territory like this, it can sort of make sense to, oh, and if you don't have a quick follow-up, it can make sense to sort of distribute the damage around these squads, especially if you have a sniper or something that's going to do assured damage, like taking off a model, because that way your opponent has to choose between retreating both of them, which is terrible this early in the game when they're trying to get capping done. Retreating just one of them and leaving a really weak, second fairly weak squad around. That's a quick Panther trick, by the way. Retreating one of them and leaving the other weak squad around, or retreating none of them and just hanging out, which is what Strike has to do. And so that means next time you fight, things will look better. So that was an interesting choice. It hasn't worked out very well for Happy Face. Isn't able to push through with this, and Happy Face is now repositioning to the right. But there you go. So having seen Tier 1 out from the sniper and having seen not much else other than conscripts, Strike probably assumed we were going to see some scout car usage, maybe even scout car spam. It's hard to know what you're going to get out. So that's, I'm sure, what the quick Shrek was for, and this flak half track would also really put the kibosh on any crazy stuff. But we aren't seeing that out of Happy Face. Happy Face is, I don't know, not doing very much. He's got a healing thing, so that's nice, but doesn't have a ton of fuel for anything and hasn't teched up to anything. He's got his AT grenades ready to go, so that's going to be very helpful, seeing as he has no other AT versus this thing. So this can just drive around, and Ura's right into it. Here AT grenades it, but that's not going to do a ton. There's a good penetration from the small man. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy snack cakes from Hostess Snack Company. That was brutal. My god. That's probably gonna get blocked in Germany or something. That was so bad. But yeah, so quick AT grenades. There you go. Nice try from the folks right here trying to catch those guys. The retreat is slightly mistimed it, and not gonna happen. And now we have the guards rifle called in belatedly. That would have also presumably been the AT. Killing this half-track, I think, gave him the CPs to call in the guards, but otherwise he would have just had to hold on with his AT grenades and stuff until he could get some stuff up. So not looking too shitty for the Oberkommando vest. Map control looking pretty good. He's got 2 of the 3 VPs, and most importantly, he's got the 2 fuels in both corners. So if we look at the fuel income, the Oberkommando's at 31 versus 16 for the Soviets, which is really good considering the Oberkommando gets 66% fuel, although they get 100% munitions now. They changed that. They used to get less, right? That's true. That's gotta be, I think it's 100%. Anyways, so not looking too terrible for the Oberkommando vest, but between this MG34 team, which honestly has not had a lot of luck getting set up, let's swap over to look at that doctrine in a moment, which hasn't had a lot of luck getting set up. Oof, doesn't want to lose these. Between the MG34 that hasn't had a lot of luck, oh look, there's another one getting set up, and most importantly the flak half track, which got itself like completely destroyed. Oberkommando vest, I would say, is definitely sort of on the back foot a bit at this point. And yikes, that sniper is going to pick apart these MG34 teams. Come to think of it, they're just 4-man. So, man, up to 3 MG34s. So this MG34 recently got buffed. If you are unaware, it used to be basically shit. Now it's almost the best machine gun in the game, I think, is what I've been hearing people say on the COH2.org forums. It's got damage and suppression. And in case it is doctrinal, you do have to go the Luftwaffe or the fortification doctrine or whatever it is to get it. So that's your only hope for an infantry crewed MG, but it's a really good MG. So I've been seeing a lot of people go the MG34. Honestly, I've been playing riflemen, or I've been playing Americans and playing that shitty overpowered rifleman commander, so I haven't been caring very much, because if they go one of these doctrines, they're sort of stuck with infantry, and I'm like, well, I can fuck your infantry up because I got riflemen, LOL. But anyways, these are looking pretty powerful and pretty popular, so keep an eye out for those. He's also going to get heavy fortifications. Your Stern Pioneers can make ghost tank traps that will provide you green cover without any building. You can call them Fallschirmjägers, which are super expensive, but kind of badass. This thing, whatever, and this thing, whatever. Someone used this thing, Airborne Assault, on me the other day. Or, not the other day, it was earlier today, and then I was just like, okay. It missed the squad it was trying to strafe. Then it dropped some Fallschirmjägers in. By the time the Fallschirmjägers come in, that was a fun grenade. By the time the Fallschirmjägers come in, there's been 2 or 3 strafing runs already, so your opponent knows exactly where they're going. So by that time, I had set up like a lot of infantry, and I just basically killed all the Fallschirmjägers. I lost that game though because I threw my first Sherman Easy 8 away. I'm too cocky with the Sherman Easy 8s so far. It looks like me. So, okay, W still staying in the game, sort of just holding off the Soviets fairly well. Pushing over on the left. We'll see if he'll catch this sniper in the pincer movement. I'm surprised the sniper hasn't tried to get out of here yet. This pincer movement is very dangerous for snipers. I guess he's trying to pick off this squad, which is totally worth it if he can get it. And nice move here, pulling these snipers back. He just has to hope that... Yeah, so there's why the pincer movement is not succeeding as well as you might have expected. The other half of the pincer was just 2 MG34s, which is good in sort of keeping the opponent penned into this location, but bad in terms of hunting down that sniper. And so these folks are just pushed off, and it's not going to be a total loss for the OKW because this is a good MG in a good position, and that's also going to force off these pursuing people. So yeah, and I would have expected this MG to reposition over here, but still not tremendous for the OKW because his mobile infantry, with the exception of this folk squad, was pushed off this side, and these guys are taking a lot of damage from the guards. These scout sniper, I never knew they were called a scout sniper squad, I guess that's what they're called. They're having to sprint around to reposition, but they're fine. That's a nice grenade there, and good micro over here from Happy Face, who I'm sure is also busy microing the sniper, because you never want to blink when you have like MGs and stuff around these snipers. So that was some really good micro, being able to dodge that grenade. Remember, you can hear the audio cue for grenades. Your units will yell, "Grenade!" And excellent job, I would think, from Happy Face, managing to finally push off all the OKW over here, except for these guys. So maybe the sniper can take... Oh, retreats the sniper. Interesting choice. Wanted to get her back to heal, but interesting choice. So we have really heavy infantry, which you see from a lot of OKW players inexplicably, if you ask me, because honestly there's some sweet vehicles in here that you can really be buying. But that's what this player is going. It seems like everyone who chooses Fallschirmjäger Doctrine just goes whole hog on the infantry. Again, not what I would expect. Like, once you've gone Fallschirmjägers, fine, buy some Fallschirmjägers, but also get vehicles. Whatever. Anyways, that's what Strike is doing. Happy Face has gone for a Maxim, interestingly enough. Also, still has yet to tech up into any vehicles. Does have this field gun ready for any OKW vehicles that'll be coming around, but doesn't have to worry about them yet. So we'll have to see how these Fallschirmjägers do. They were sort of effective over on the right to push off those people who are trying to cap the fuel, and really gotta give props to Strike this game for doing a really good job on map control, and especially a really good job on fuel control. Got the cutoff over here, got the decaps and stuff, and has really held on to those 2 fuel points is the most important thing, I would say. And so he's going to be in a really good position to tech up and do some serious shit to the Soviets, who are fully aware of this, which is why we have this ZIS. I'm sure those, yeah, snipers versus Fallschirmjägers, got to be really careful. The 4-man squad is tempting to shoot, but they'll make quick work of you if you're not careful. And the Maxim sets up. So good choice, I think, with the Maxim. He's seeing a lot of heavy infantry play from his enemy, so seeing as he's gone tier 2 for, I guess, the AT gun, and maybe also the Maxim, might as well get the Maxim out. I'm not sure what the tech there was for. Maybe it was for both. He's like, oh, it's almost certainly, I'm thinking, for the AT gun. You know, if you want to fight your opponent's infantry, you can always just get him another sniper or something. I don't know. Actually, maybe a Maxim was also a reason he took to tier 2. Anyways, he headed up to tier 2, and he got 2 AT guns by this point, so he's really scared of what the OKW is going to pull out. And we also have a mortar called in, so yeah, he's feeling good about probably his anti-tank. Oh, wait. Did he cancel? He canceled the other AT gun. Interesting. Canceled the other... Oh, my game is fucking up. What's going on? Is it crashing? No, it's not crashing. God, it crashed earlier today. I was loading a match. I was playing as the Oster, and it just crashed as soon as the map started. As soon as the match loaded, I didn't even get to go into the map. I think it counted as a loss, though. I have a replay in my folder of that game, which is probably like a 0-second game. Probably a 12-second game, because my games have started fucking loading 12 to 30 seconds after it starts. So I get in the game, and the other person has already said GLHF, and they've already captured half the map. I'm just sitting there in my base with my builder unit, so that's shitty. Good job from Strike containing this infantry advance. Forces... Oh, just kidding. Doesn't force off the snipers, but we'll have to see. Boom! That's the mortar, folks. It's a big mortar. So I think the mortar was a nice choice versus these MG34s. The problem, though, is to keep them safe from the Fallschirmjägers, and I guess in this case, the Volksraiders. Volksraiders not doing any damage. And neither is the mortar. So somehow, Happy Face, I guess the opponent was just busy. I think Strike was back here healing up, teching up, maybe not healing up, doesn't have the healing. That's really interesting. If we look at Strike's teching, we've got this thing which was for... Oh, right, the flak... Well, let's watch this fight first. These guys are pinned, but they don't care. They're still shooting. And these guys are forced off. Interesting keeping the Fallschirmjäger in the fight. I guess he sensed the rout was coming, and so he just wanted to get as much damage in as possible. Those guys look kind of weird when they were running. Meanwhile, still holding over here, but I would not expect for long. Oh, except those guys retreat, so now the MG can turn over here and suppress these guys. They're in green cover, so it's probably going to take... Oh, just kidding, 1 burst. I guess the combination of these being outside of green cover plus the MG34 being badass did it. How's the sniper doing in vet? 17 kills. Wow, really getting some work out from the sniper, which is easier said than done versus Fallschirmjägers and Sturm Pioneers and stuff. Well, here's some teching to speak of. God, what's some strange teching from both these players. Soviets slightly more sensible because they were expecting stuff. But so we didn't have the healing truck built for Shrike, despite totally having the fuel for quite a while, and certainly having the need once you're going Fallschirmjägers and machine guns and Volksraiders and Sturm Pioneers and stuff. Honestly, I would really want to be able to heal myself, but didn't go that. Instead went up to here for a quick flak half track, then got nothing out of it. Is transferring munitions into fuel, which I'm guessing is probably bugged. Like somebody posted on the COH2 forums like, did Relic on COH2.org forums, like, did Relic remember when they buffed the munitions income to make sure the field transfer is not overpowered? I'm guessing they didn't remember that. That just seems like the sort of thing Relic would accidentally fuck up. Yeah, munitions income reduced by 50% for every 4 munitions. So honestly, it's not really clear, but I would assume they fucked it up. So went up to here for this thing, flak half track, then got nothing from it. Teched up to tier 4, has yet to build anything from tier 4, except finally the Panther, and now the Obersoldaten. So, interesting choice with the Panther, seeing as there's no Soviet tanks to speak of. The Soviets are floating 160 fuel, but do they have the buildings? No, they don't have the buildings to get anything out of there. So, nice job Soviet pushing here on the left, but all the gains the Soviets got here on the right have been evaporated by these guys pushing up. So great infantry preservation, squad preservation by both players. I don't think the Soviets have even lost a squad yet. And as for what are these people's name? These guys, I'm not sure the Oberkommando Vest has lost a squad either. We're gonna lose this squad in a moment. He's keeping it in there probably because I guess his Panther's gonna come to save the day, but that's not happening. It's actually getting out though. Oh, look at that! I thought he wasn't gonna save the day, but they lured them slightly back into the Schwerer headquarters, and that, as I was speaking about squad preservation, conscript squad goes down. So there's a hell of a loss. I guess they're just conscripts, but still a hell of a loss. This is gonna be a win, I expect, for the Oberkommando in this fight, as long as the Panther doesn't do anything too stupid. He does have this MG here. He's got these squads. These guys have to cross-red cover though, so they take a lot of damage, and the sniper's just plinking away up to 19 kills, so that's only 2 more than I last said. Now it's up to 20, and what I said was going to be a win because of this MG34 is maybe not. He's not able to bait them back into the MG34, so he needs the Obersoldaten into this fight ASAP. Get them out, run. You gotta run. Something. That's a song by the Velvet Underground. Here's the Obersoldaten, here to save the day. They're gonna fuck everything up. They're gonna shred this AT gun. That's really unfortunate for the AT gun as it goes across the red cover. And now nice reposition on that Maxim. That was a really crucial Maxim reposition. Nice mortaring also, by the way. So I don't think Strike has lost a squad yet, but he's getting there. These guys may be going to die. I wanted to click on the mortar. It's got 3 kills, so not a lot of kills, but it is a pain in the ass for these MG34s. Great over here, advancing even more. Really wonderful play by both of these players. Strike especially, keeping so much of the map capped, which is easier said than done. How's the 2 AT guns now, and so that's going to do some serious damage to the Panther if it sticks around. Did you not have a gun? The fuck happened to you? Jesus, never seen that. Are you carrying the... He can't decide whether to carry the Shrek or his rifle going back, so he's carrying neither. Really weird stuff. The Battle of the AT Infantry. I got, I can't remember if it was Panzer Shrek that I picked up from an enemy or a bazooka, but I got a kill on 2 Volksraiders today in 1 shot from one of those. That was pretty fun. How are the Obersoldaten doing? 4 kills. That's good. Now they're getting Maxim though, so he's getting them behind the cover. This is going to hurt for these conscripts up. They retreat. I would like to see one more burst from those Obersoldaten just to kill the conscripts. Nice job here. Has these Fallschirmjägers sort of set up ready for anyone to come in on them, and a nice grenade, forcing the reposition, but it's not a big deal for the Soviets. They can just slightly walk backwards. And we have an OP on the fuel. I want to see what the Soviets are going to spend his fuel on. He's up to 230 and has yet to tech up. Not sure what the engineers are doing with minesweepers. I guess it's to plant demo charges, potentially? I don't see any demo charges anywhere. Yeah, not sure why I went up to that. You don't really have to worry much about mines from the Oberkommando vest, except if we go over to these guys, they can, nope, just kidding, they can booby trap a point. I'm not sure if a minesweeper gets rid of that. This thing is fucking annoying, by the way. If your opponent's ever got oversold on, careful when you're capping points. People will just explode. So what a crazy game. A lot of death, tremendous unit preservation. Again, I'm still not sure we've seen any squad losses. Maybe did they have 4 MG34s? I don't know. Maybe no squad losses from the Oberkommando. Oh, except aside from this half-track, I guess, which got butt-fucked. But, still no healing truck. Just super weird to me. These Fox Raiders, or these Fallschirmjägers are at half health. They could be at not half health. And this Panther, also an interesting choice. I mean, there's not much else you can get. Like, if you want a Panzer IV, you can't get a Panzer IV, right? You have to go, not that thing. You have to go doctrinal or whatever to get a Panzer IV, and you can't. So, I don't know. I guess the Panther is the best thing you can get, and it will, of course, counter any Soviet tanks once they show up. But, like, look, it's just so bad versus infantry, and then once the AT shows up, it's honestly not so tremendous. That truck got fucked. Luckily, getting his Panther out of there, we have a airplane coming in that was presumably marked target. Yep, that's marked target. And so nice win from the Soviets there, but this is going to be a hell of a flank. And I'm sure he doesn't see it because of the trees. Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a flank. I'm excited for this. Meanwhile, mortar falling and killing some people, but that's not going to last for long. This mortar is in deep shit. Deep shit. I guess they're focusing maybe on the conscripts. And that was a... Whoa! That was a grenade. How did that... Bundled... I guess a bundle grenade is that good. Wouldn't have expected that. Oh, shit. It's the T-34s, and these guys need to... Oh, they got fucked. I think one of them maybe run over. It's hard to know, but that was really bad. You needed those Fallschirmjäger squads. Those guys are expensive. Now things might look like a rout. Where's the Panther? Oh, I guess it can get repaired in the base from these guys, plus the Storm Pioneers, so that should be up. Back ready to go in a second, but that's the only AT, aside from these two, like, really premature Panzer Shreks in this Panzer headquarters. Let's see how much damage. Roll rear armor, don't back into this. It only got 2 hits on this, and already the health bar is slightly damaged. From the front is much better, but I can still penetrate, I guess, every once in a while. Here come the Fox Raiders. These Shreks can really do a number on these things. He's gonna have to pull back. He's got the sniper ready to go. 27 kills, jeez. Improves weapon proficiency and rate of fire, yeah. That's what I'm all about. Oh, it hit the tree. Probably would have been a hit otherwise. Maybe not. Oh god, these guys, what the... Was that an AT gun? It must have been an AT gun simultaneously with the sniper or something, because 2 or 3 of them died. Or... Oh, maybe it probably was a T-34. Yeah, probably a T-34 shot. Killed one of those people. So, Soviets now looking pretty good. He started to wear down very slightly the Oberkommando West infantry squad, but he did get that Fallschirmjäger squad down. 1 Führer squad means 1 Führer squad to cap. We know how good Strike is at capping, but it's just harder and harder when you don't have enough infantry. Now we have a second Panther, though, so if there's a time for Strike to come back, it's any time between now and the end of the match, but now is... when probably his power differential versus the Soviet is going to be as high as it's ever going to get. It would be nice if he could have this Fallschirmjäger squad come from behind and flank the AT guns, but at least he has forced them off. He's forced a really big reposition on the Soviets, and now he's trying to decide how he's going to attack the Soviet front line, which right now is reconfiguring itself to try and defend against whatever attack there's going to be. And the timer is ticking because we have mortars coming in, we have Soviets securing both fuel points on the map, and you don't want to be stuck as the Oberkommando West just completely pinned in, although going to the end game and staying there as long as possible is always pretty good, right? Because you get the overslow on and so on and so forth from your things. So that's not a horrible place for the Oberkommando West to be, but you just don't want the Soviets to get way too many T-34s to deal with, and then they base rush you and you die. So now the Panther's trying to get some work done. That MG-34 4 decrewed. I'm not even sure what that was doing there. I guess this one's set up really good position, though. It's going to hold these AT guns very slightly back. The Panthers decide to fucking rush in. I'm not sure about this choice. There's another AT gun back here. The Stern Pioneers might be able to decrew it, but will it be in time? Maybe going to get some kills here. These guys getting suppressed by a Maxim, I'm sure, must be like way far out the back. Does pick off one of the T-34s at the cost of a Panther or not. He's blitzkrieging away, and the guard's going to be able to catch it. The Stern Pioneers got themselves almost killed in this desperate charge up for the Maxim. And wow, what an engagement. An MG-34 for a T-34, and aside from that, nothing decisive. A lot of manpower lost, I think more on the Oberkommando vest. We're gonna have to recruit or reinforce those people. It's gonna take a while to repair these things. That they're trying to shoot down the plane. I think they got the plane. I think they got the plane. I hear it crashing, but it's off the map. That's disappointing. Thought we were gonna see a plane crash. But yeah, between 2 pintle-mounted MGs on these things, the base AA guns, and this fucking thing, that plane was fucked. I guess these people can't walk far enough to repair that, or they don't, or the tanks have just always been here. So now, both sides licking their wounds. Nice to see some capping from the Oberkommando, but he's looking low on infantry, right down to, well, these two he's had forever, this thing he's had forever, this thing he's had forever, but did lose the MG-34, which I would love to see recruit, by the way. That would be a hell of a thing to recruit with your conscripts. I would love to see that, because look at the damage it's doing even to the Vet 2 guys with its Vet 2. Vet 2 increases suppression and field control. Do you think field control is setup time and pack-up time? I think it is, but you'd never know reading the tooltip, because that would just make too much sense for Relic to give you a sensible tooltip that just told you exactly what happens. No, there's never any numbers in the tooltips. There's never any information in the veterancy tooltips. Honestly, you basically just have to guess 90% of the time. There's some mines over here, by the way. How's this assault? Ooh, yeah, the Obersoldat, and they're the ones. Oh, look at that one burst! Takes down the sniper, and so she's like, bye now. Oh, that was nearly really bad. But luckily the reduced accuracy on the retreat gets the sniper out of there. So it's looking not so bad for the Oberkommando vest since they have the 2 Panthers fully repaired now, finally ready to go. Not quite in perfect synchronization with the infantry, who are being battered all around the map, but oh nice! Look at that Shrek hit! That's the fucking Panzer Shrek I like to see. And, ooh, interesting packing up this thing. Oh, it's because the mortar's coming in. He loses the entire squad along with the MG-34. Not going to be able to recrew that one. Soviets did recrew this MG-34, so that's really, really bad for the Oberkommando vest. Down 1 squad, and every squad matters at this point in the game when you need the teching or the capping power. And T-34, I'd be surprised if it pursues. Oh, it can just drive around behind this thing. Right, this thing, I'm 99% sure can't shoot behind it, but I've honestly never been able to get behind one of these motherfuckers and try that. Yeah, it's interesting to seeing the Soviet pursue so far with that T-34. This Panther's not having any trouble chasing it down, but I guess he's going to be able to AT grenade it, and I'm sure he has an AT gun set up and ready to go. That's a Vet 3. I'd be scared of this Panther coming around behind him, or this other Panther coming around behind him. He's fucking going for it. Look at this. He calls him some Fallschirmjägers even for God knows what. Oh, they do have a Panzerfaust. That's exactly what it's for. Hits and gets the engine kill, and now that thing is fucked. This other Panther is meanwhile probably, I don't know what it's doing. It's going in to maybe kill the AT gun. Maybe it's going in for the kill. It's going to support. Here comes a tank from Mark Target or some bullshit like that. I guess there's an AT gun here. These Fallschirmjägers are going to make short work of that. I would expect the Panther backing out now. He's got to try and catch the Panthers in a pincer movement. It is working so far. That's what the Mark Target's getting for him. I don't know what these guys are up to. There's some infantry skirmishing over on the right. If we look over here, just kidding, they're not actually fighting. They're just hanging out. This thing has backed up enough to be safe from the AT guns, but not enough to be safe forever, seeing as this AT gun is setting up. This AT gun was not able to be decrewed. The infantry back there at base managed to take it out, and now he's just going to get his Panther pounded unless he gets has some way to get it out of here, which he does. He can just back up. But you got to keep backing up. Back that shit up. And again, a foray into enemy territory by the Panthers, and again, they net themselves a T-34, this time without even trading an MG-34 for it, although he did have to do a call-in. Nice dodge from the Molotov, but it's not good enough because it catches the one guy who is lagging behind because he's an idiot. Nice return grenade, and that's going to give him the free space to capture this point on the right, unless he hits the mine! And that squad is down along with their Panther Shrek, so that's more infantry down. Honestly, he's been pretty good with squad preservation, but he's down to 5 now, because it's just the small, tiny mistakes adding up. Not even mistakes, just small, tiny coups. The Soviets, another mine being laid, and Soviet squad preservation, also no slouch. Look at this vet-free sniper with 36 kills. Go, boy, that's a sniper, folks. That's a sniper for the ages. Mortar only has 7 kills, but honestly, you can't measure the importance of this mortar in the kills. You have to measure it in the number of times the MG34s have been forced to reposition and killed and stuff like that. What is this? Hold fire. That's an interesting icon. Why can't they hold fire right now? I guess they can only hold fire when they're set up. Sniper just said fuck. Where is she? There she is. Oh, she's dead. Again, probably one burst, I'm guessing, from these older soldaten, who are now Vet 2, which increases... whatever. Yikes, what a crazy game. So, Oberkommando West is still totally in this, but by virtue of those 2 Panthers, but honestly... Why did I switch here? I want to see what the Soviets had. But honestly, the Soviet infantry supremacy is going to just get annoying as hell for the Oberkommando West, who it's just a matter of time, I feel like, before they get pushed back. And here come another 2 T-34s, so that's the thing. Every time the Oberkommando West stages these huge assaults and finally agonizingly takes out the 2 T-34s and gets the Panthers out by the skin of their teeth after being... That was a mine. After getting the Panthers out by the skin of their teeth versus the AT guns, the Soviets are still in the game because they have so much time while the Panthers have to repair, while the Panthers are making their retreat, and then that just buys the Soviets enough time to call in another 2 T-34s. And these Panthers, yikes, this is a destroyed engine. Yeah, heavy engine damage. That's really unfortunate. Here come the Stern Pioneers. That's really good. Uh-oh, 2 of them firing into the sides of the Panthers, along with the T-34s coming in. That mine might win the game here. Boom! 1 Panther is dead. 1,638 XP. What do those numbers even mean? I don't know. Stern Pioneers fucking up the AT guns, but it's going to be too little too late. I suspect this thing is out of the range of the AT gun, and the AT gun might even be decrewed. Doing some good damage with the T-34s. Also gets a Shrek in, but or a Faust in, but yeah, this is, oh no, the squad is down, the Panther's down. That's worth less XP somehow. I guess it was a lower vet. What a joke, says Strike. I drove over a mine. Why should I have to pay for it? Well, that's what happens. You drive over a mine with, that's why you don't, oh god! That was maybe a joke. Strike is now fucked, it looks like. This is why you don't drive your tanks around in blobs. I mean, look, it's, there's just almost no reason to ever have 2 tanks that close to themselves, like ever at all. The pathing is just going to get fucked up every once in a while. They'll just like get in front of each other. Nice grenade there, by the way. They're going to get in front of each other. I like how he's still fighting, by the way. Still putting up a fight with his 3 infantry squads, which somehow still don't have much vet. I guess these function makers are vaguely new, but I feel like these things have lasted the entire fucking game. You'd think they'd have vet by now. Whatever. They spend most of their time capping. There's not a lot of reasons to drive your tanks around in clumps like that. It's easier to... I was gonna say it's easier to micro. No, it's easier to not micro, because you just select them and click and they just, do that. But, you're asking for it in terms of mines, you're asking for it in terms of lucky artillery hits, you're asking for it in terms of those AT guns that just happen to be set up perfectly and to get some good shots in. Basically, it's just asking for it. So we have a TychoCelchuuu, recently nerfed, I believe, but still a thing to be reckoned with, or maybe not. I actually don't know. I'm talking out my ass at this point. And here it is, and here it's setting up, and here it's firing. Probably gonna fuck none of these up, because they're retreating. Just kidding. You're dead. Takes the top off that tree. Put some hair on your chest. So there's the TychoCelchuuu. I think Fuse is maybe walking? Maybe it's a walking Stuka? I don't know. Fuse sounds like foot. I feel like I knew the German word for foot, but maybe I don't. And maybe I do and it's Fuse. I don't know. Post it in the comments section. I'm sure 800 people will already have done that. So looking pretty sweet for the Soviets. Killing those 2 Panthers really great. I'm guessing they would have gotten out of there had they not hit the mine and both taken engine damage, one of them catastrophically. So that mine won the game, looks like, for the Soviets. The mine and the just amazing unit preservation. I gotta say, look, Strike didn't do a bad job with the unit preservation, right? Kept most of his squads alive for most of the game, but we're sitting here at the 34-minute and 4-second mark, and just if you look at the difference between what Strike has in the upper right, one of those is a Kettenwerfer newly built, and the other one's a Kettenwerfer newly being built, versus Happy Face. I mean, yes, that tells the story of this game. So just like my previous shoutcast, which if you haven't watched, you totally should, unless you already saw the game, because Imperial Dane shoutcasted it. Even though I posted in the thread saying I'd shoutcast it and he didn't. Just like that game, unit preservation is where it's at. That's all the important stuff in a nutshell. That and not driving over mines. And this is a pretty good doctrine. I like this commander. You get the mortar, you get the guards rifle, you get the vehicle crew, you get the mark target, you get the T-34s. I don't know if I have this commander. Maybe I do. Maybe I use him. I don't know. It's been so long since I played Soviets. I've been playing every faction except Soviets. Mostly I've been playing Americans. So Kettenwerfer 1 is down. Kettenwerfer number 2 maybe going to kill the T-34, except it's slightly out of range. Yeah, looking pretty sweet for Soviets. Good job. Really well played. Really dynamic match. A lot of back and forth. A lot of death and destruction. And now that Tier 4 is dead for the Panzer Oberkommando West, we'll have to hope the Stukas of Hughes destroys everything, because that would be really fun to see. This is dangerous, though. This close to a ZIS is just asking for it. He's going to drive in. He's going to drive into ZIS. That's what he's doing. Oh, he's gonna shoot it. Where are they going? Blammo! Blam blam blammo! Blam 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 blammo! Doesn't get any squads except maybe that was combat engineers? Maybe. These guys are still alive. They have 1 kill. They've been alive, I think, the whole game, and they have 1 kill. What kind of bullshit's that? You tell me. Any more mines laid? If only there were an easy way to, like, find mines on the UI. It's the sort of thing a better game would have. I don't see any mines. Whatever, the 2 he laid certainly did a lot. One took out a folk squad with the Shrek, the other took out 2 Panthers, basically. We can blame the mine for that. So it was interesting seeing such early Shreks on these folk squadiers. These guys have had their Shrek basically the entire match. The other folk squadier squad also basically had their Shrek the entire match. Those were mostly useless until the T-34 showed up, which was much later than they had the Shreks. So interesting choice with the prophylactic Shreks. Aside from that, very good play from Strike, I would say. Also interesting, I don't know what the Doctrine did for him. I'm really not sure the Fallschirmjägers were needed. Tech to Tier 4 soon enough that he probably could have just ignored the Fallschirmjägers, bought another Sturm Pioneer squad, which, remember, is cheaper than Volksgrenadiers. Or than oh wait, no, of course, the MG34. How am I forgetting the MG34? The hero of this match, except not tremendously. Wow, that's a Maxim. That backfired. I clicked on the machine gun to demonstrate the MG34's wondrous properties. It turned out to be a Maxim. How about this? There we go. MG34. Whoop, playback over. Strike surrendered. Yep. Really good match. I really enjoyed watching that. The lesson here is fucking mines and unit preservation. MG34 is a boss, and look at all these guys he kept alive. And that sniper, oof. We can wax rhapsodical about the sniper and her. I guess that's a beret, seems like. I'm sure it's got some sort of Russian name. It's not Yushanka, is it? I don't think so. Looks like a beret. She seems to have a worried expression on her face. Probably because she knows she's always the first one to die. Okay, that was fun. Bye now.